Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Following on from my last video, which was my 5 favourite MAC lipsticks, I thought I'd do the same, but this time discussing my 5 favourite MAC eyeshadows. So let's jump into it. So going in no particular order, the first shadow I have here is Patina. And this is described as a taupe brown with a golden pearl, and it's a frost finish. This is probably one of the first MAC eyeshadows I've ever purchased, and this is probably my second pan, and it takes me a long time to hit pan on any eyeshadow, so that's saying something. And this is probably one of the most unique eyeshadow shades I've ever come across. It's described as a taupe brown with a golden pearl, but I like to describe it as a muted dirty gold. And although it is essentially a gold, it's not a conventional gold where there's a lot of warmth to it. This is definitely more on the cool tone side, and because it's got that element of taupe in it, it's very muted as well. And the unique thing about this eyeshadow shade is that it has an element of duochrome to it. So in some lights you will see some pink iridescence coming through with the gold, and then in other lights you would just see that dirty taupey brown. So a really unique shade. I used to just wear this shade on its own all over the lid, just on a day-to-day basis. Whilst it is a subtle shade, it's not a kind of no makeup shade. You can definitely tell that you're wearing eyeshadow, but it just adds that hint of definition to the eyes, which is what I really like. And this is actually the shade that I'm wearing on my eyes now, teamed with Hoax in the crease. And although it's a frost finish, I don't think the frost is kind of like an intense frost. It's more of a satin sheen with a hint of frostiness to it. The next shade I have is All That Glitters, and this is described as a beige with gold pearl, and it's a Velux pearl finish. And I'd probably better describe this as more of a rose gold. It's definitely got a lot of warmth to it because it's got a lot of peachy tones in it, and this for me is the epitome of spring summer. This is the eyeshadow that always comes out every year when the sun comes out, and for me this eyeshadow just makes you look really kind of fresh and glowing because of the warmth of the peachiness in it. And it's described as a Velux pearl finish, which is basically a kind of satin finish. It's not kind of too shimmery or shiny, and I tend to like to wear this with a warm shade in the crease, but this is such a beautiful colour that would suit many different skin tones. The next shade I have is Woodwinked, and this is described as a warm antique gold, and it's also a Velux pearl finish. Now if you compare this side by side with All That Glitters, this is a bit more deeper in tone, and it has more kind of a bronzy element to it compared to All That Glitters, which is definitely a bit more kind of brighter with the peachiness running through it. This for me is summer in a pan, and I especially love to wear this when I have a tan because I just think it just makes you look like you're a bronze golden goddess. And the unique thing about this eyeshadow is that when you apply it on your lids and kind of blend out the edges in your crease, it will look like you're wearing 2 different colours on your eyes, even though you've just got the one. Something about blending it in your crease, it just creates a bit more of a darker effect, whereas whilst it's on the lid, I guess that's where it catches the light the most, and it will just kind of look a bit more reflective on the lid as opposed to your crease. So if you're pushed for time but you still want to have your eyes done, then throw on Woodwinked. It will look like you've made a bit more effort than you actually have. The next shadow I have is Soft Brown, and this is described as a soft golden and peachy brown. And although it's described as a brown, it's a very light brown. It's more of a pink tone peach, and I think it's the perfect transition colour. It kind of sits somewhere in the middle. It's a bit of a neutral tone, so it's not kind of too peachy with orange tones in it that it's too warm, and it's not too pinky that it veers towards the mauve side, creating a bit more of a cool transition colour. It's somewhere in the middle, and I think for that reason it makes it such a versatile transition colour. You can team it with warm tone eye looks or cool tone eye looks, and I love just chucking this in the crease and blending out your eyeshadow, and also to create that perfect gradient transition. And being a matte formula, they're not always the easiest to work with, but this particular formula blends like a dream, and I find it really easy to work with. And then last but not least, I have Swiss Chocolate, which is described as a muted reddish brown. If you're looking for the perfect warm tone brown, then this is your guy. This is more of a mid to dark tone brown, so it's not too dark, but it's not kind of a mid-tone transitional colour. It's somewhere in between, and it's just got the perfect amount of red to it that it just reminds me of kind of clay and terracotta, and it's the perfect shade to really add a pop of warmth to your warm smoky eye. Again, it's a matte finish, but I find it really easy to work with. Sometimes you get matte eyeshadows and they're really pigmented, and as a result there's a lot of product fallout, which can be a bit annoying, but that's kind of the price you pay when you have a heavily pigmented product. Whereas this doesn't really have any fallout at all. I just think it's one of those staple shades that everyone needs to have in their collection. And that's my top 5 favourite MAC eyeshadows. I'd love to know what your top 5 MAC eyeshadows are. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, then don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!